Okay, right now I'm going to work on the lightsabers. And I am going to change up my... Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let me re-equip my good lightsabers. And then I can work on improving them, and I want to change the crystals in them as well. So I will do... Let's see here, that's the... attack modifier +4. That's technically stronger. Alright, wow. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to change the crystal in this guy to purple. Or violet. Ooh, red. Alright, symbol, not yet. Let us see here. This is, okay, so it's got a +3 in attack modifier. It's, +3 attack. That's weakened though. What about this guy? We'll just look at the numbers. +4. And go down the line. Blaster bolt deflection. I want a high attack. I want a high attack modifier though. Okay, so let's see here. Blah 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 blah. 5 to 24 damage, energy. But what about increasing the attack modifier on this bad boy? Oh. Well, that's a little bit better. 6 to 25. Oh, but it went back down. It's like that combination, getting these crystals right. Well, you know, that's actually a pretty good compensation right there. And then we'll change. It's got 4 though. What about, whoops. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. 5 to 19. What was it on the 3 to 17? Well, 5 to 19, but it went down in attack damage. What about that? That's pretty good. 5 to 19 is better than 4 to 17. Cool. Alright. And we'll change my clothes here so that nobody is suspicious that I am going down the dark side. Jedi Knight robe. That's cool. I think this is like Juhani's outfit. Juhani is still wearing the black. Yeah, you know, that's cool. We'll take it. It looks fine. It can go either way, masculine, feminine, whatever. It's gender neutral. All right, we won't talk to anybody. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's talk to HK, see if we can like do a combat thing.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
I mean, talking to everybody else, it's kind of be whatever. But let's see here. Well,
As you desire, Master.
I wanted to see if there was like
off.
like some kind of combat simulation I can run with him. These are our two dark side characters.
Yeah, what do you want?
I want to see here. I want to talk more about the Mandalorian Wars.
The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. But it was...
Yep. We already talked to him about all this stuff. I'm just going to look at different, options here as far as answers. And I wanted to play into going down the dark side, but I kicked your tail so badly.
Yeah, you did. You were a great warrior, Revan. A great general. There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat
Talking about
him.
me like I'm not there.
After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. The Republic's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor. Only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now.
You found work as a mercenary?
Yeah, I found word on Taris. Enforcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Taris and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Taris could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you...
Nothing.
I may finally find opponents worth fighting.
Well, I'm glad. Opponents who could easily kill us.
Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Either way, I think that by following you, I can get something out of it. Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know?
Can you give me some adrenal stimulants?
Stimulants make a warrior out of even the weakest human. Here's a speed-boosting stimulant to help you get quicker. There anything else you need?
Yeah, that's nothing. Nothing
Your
more
choice.
for now.
I'm here if you want something done right.
Alright. Journal notes added. I mean, we keep learning more about him and everything. And, just for the heck of it, let's see if we can get Juhani to start, entertaining the dark side.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I wish she looked at us and you're wearing my clothes! What the heck? I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Let's see here. Tell me about this Dak Vesser.
There is little to tell. Dak and I were both Padawans. We joined the Order at the same time. He was a kind man, but frustrated. He felt the Jedi were too controlling, too limiting, more so than I did. When he decided to leave the Order, he asked me to come with him. He said he loved me.
That doesn't sound so serious.
It was serious enough to him, and to me, for I did not wish to hurt him. I had little choice in the matter. He was angry at my refusal. I assumed that he would get over the hurt in time. I suppose such feelings can fester and darken, and they never go away. He reminds me of what I was when you found me in the grove. I feel sorry for him, but he has chosen his path, hasn't he? If I thought he would accept an offer of help, I would give it. Let us just move on, please.
Uh-oh. Anger.
How may I be of
Let's see here. I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you...
Let's see. Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
There were no Cathars on Taris that I saw.
No, there were not. Having fled the birth world of my species, my parents flew as far and wide as they could. And so I was raised alone, knowing of my birthplace only the few stories my parents could tell, and seeing no other member of my species at all.
Why were there no other members of your species on Taris?
It all comes back to wars and fighting. The curse of your race, it seems. In the
The
early
curse.
days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species comes from? What caused them to flee?
KOTOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
The Mandalorians fought dirty.
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
And that is what you get for being unprepared.
We were prepared, just not for an invasion of that size.
I feel so
And we had
dirty,
counted on
like,
the aid of
going
allies
bad
of the
and
Republic.
trying to, like, drag her
We
with
were
me
not members of
after
the
playing on the
Republic.
light side and
KOTOR was beyond the edge of the
helping
Republic,
everybody
in the Outer
and
Rim.
her so much.
And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
An atrocity.
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled
I'm
as
trying
far
to
as
lead
they
her
were
into,
able,
like, anger,
and eventually
obviously.
settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
Let's see here. Taris is not a nice place to raise a child. Ooh, that's... Your parents do not sound very wise to me.
Perhaps they were not. Perhaps they did not know better. It did not take long for things to get worse. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
How did he die?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Alright, so we're prying some more.
What is it you would like?
Let's see here. What happened after your father died?
After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Taris. It was not easy for her.
Could you not help her?
When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day.
What did you do for her?
She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. they care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Taris.
They captured you?
They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians.
How could the Jedi stand for that?
The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream.
What was the dream?
I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine. And we both know what has happened since then.
You turned away from the dark side.
I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand.
Let's see if we can go a little bit more.
What is it you... I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken.
Why? What is wrong? Oh, let's see here. You're too fragile, Juhani.
I am. I try to be strong, as one of my people should. But I know I am still weak inside. I have been thinking about myself, about KOTOR, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
You know, I don't really think I care very much.
Would you rather I fell again and attacked? Slaughtered you in your sleep like an animal? I see in your pride you do not think that's possible. Very well then. Keep your own counsel.
Whoa.
How... What is it you would like?
Man, let's see here. What are you thinking about?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. It is an honor to be by your side, and to see you redeemed from the dark path you had chosen before. We KOTOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
Let's see here. Then you should be right at home when I turn my back on you.
What? It seems I was mistaken. I should have known things could not change for me that easily. As it is the Council's wishes, I will accompany you. I will do my duty and trust that you will do yours.
This is crazy.
How may I be... What is it you would
Am
like
I
to
even
speak
gonna
to me?
lead her? I'm trying to piss her off.
Of course.
Oh, man. Alright. I probably... can't... Oh, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that now. Whatever. Let's get to the Starforge world. Might have gone a little too far with her. Oh well.